guys, welcome back to Red River Living. As you can tell, we are inside the shop today. The weather is starting to change and it's getting to be fall time of year. We have gone to Home Depot and we have picked up a trailer load of wood. Jared and the boys have been down here in the bottom and been hunting for the last couple of years. And Pops, Jared's dad, had made them a blind a couple of years ago. I guess it's been about 3 years now. But the family is grown. It was just Jared and Briley going. Braden was just a little bitty fella, and he's gotten big enough to go. So the blind that they had they've overgrown it, to say the least. So we have gone, and Jared's got some plans, and we're going to build them a blind that I hope they can't outgrow over the years to come. Right now we're getting our lumber squared up and cut to the length that we need. I'm not exactly sure what size blind the boys had. It might have been a 4x5 maybe. We are going to build them an 8x8 box blind. And right now I've took some measurements off of our plywood and I'm cutting our floor joists, basically our 2x6s down to that length right there, so we'll be able to put our floor together. So kind of got some plans to go by. But at the same time, the measurements that the plans gave us, we're not going off of those. Some of this, hey, we're winging on the fly here. And guys, just kind of let you know up front, I am not a carpenter by trade. So if you happen to see something that doesn't quite look right, we're just trying to do the best we can here. The whole intent is for Jared and the boys to all be able to go down there, and if Mom wants to go with them, Mom can go with them, and everybody have a place to sit and not be literally sitting shoulder to shoulder, or the heat not too close to you. That was the one thing about the little blind. If you had a little buddy heater down there to keep you warm, you had to strategically place that buddy heater, otherwise you'd get hot in a hurry.
What you got, Braden? Some chips? Can I have some?
Are you barefoot? Well, that's good.
Okay, this is awful tart.
Let Dad push down right there. Right. All right. There we go.
Just right.
What is this?
So we bought us 3 12-foot 4x4s treated for this. We bought them 12 feet so that we could cut them down to 4 feet legs. Where we're hunting at, guys, we don't need a tower blind, but we did not want it on the ground. Our other one is about 12 to 15 inches off the ground. So we're just going to make this one 2 feet off the ground. But we're planning on concreting these in down there, so that's going to be for the storms that we do get, to keep them from blowing it over or something. So we're cutting the legs at 4 feet, and then we will, our plan is to bury them 2 feet and concrete them in. We've got our floor framed out, guys. At this stage, we've cut our poles to 4 feet, and then there's 3 poles that's going to end up in the middle right here, 3 legs, and we've notched those legs out so that it can rest on top of this, plus we'll screw it in also. And just kind of give you an idea how this will set. that'll help hold the weight of it. It won't be just the screws going into it. Morning guys, we're back out in the shop today. We're in the shop because we are getting some much needed rain, guys. So rather than stop our delay here, we got deer season approaching pretty quick. We have moved into the shop here. That's where we worked at last night. And now we're in here, we're gonna start working on the walls. We're kind of laying the floor out right now to get an idea of how squared up we are. Guys, right now what we're doing is looking at our plans and we're gonna start building our walls. We've selected this back corner right here as our door. That's where our door is gonna sit. So I'm gonna start on the right wall and just start going around the box and come back to the door to finish. So we've cut our two 2x4s to fit. And like I said, we're just a hair under that. So I'm just gonna line these 2x4s up. But to build this wall, guys, what we're gonna do is we're gonna lay this wall on its side and build it like this right here. So take this 2x4 here, and this will come out to what we say our roof line was gonna be.
7 foot.
7 foot. So now I'm gonna cut my 2x4s, lay them here. We'll use our bottom to build off of. Guys, I can't tell you the last time we've had it come in here and start raining for 2 or 3 days in a row. We may be having to work inside and make do, but it sure is nice hearing that rain hit the tin today. So by putting in, quote, a full-size door, y'all, that we have over here, the plans had us just cutting a piece of plywood out and putting hinges on it and everything. My one thing with that is when you get any kind of rain, them doors just don't open and close right. And I wanted to be able to, quote, have a box blind that was sealed off. And so I told Jared, I said, let's splurge and actually put a personal door in it. Hey guys, it's actually a metal door and it's overkill, but that kind of changed stuff up when we got ready to build our back wall. So we've been sitting here with pencil and paper, plotting this out, trying to figure out exactly how this was going to go. We've kind of laid it out right now and we're fixing to start nailing the back wall together. And once we complete this wall, we will have the basic frame of the walls together, and then we'll sit down and start figuring out how we're going to do our windows in it, and we'll start cutting our cross pieces. Not in our doorway, but our cross pieces right here to fit in our windows at a later time. Well guys, that completes wall number 4. We're gonna, Jared's dad has a blind down here in the bottom. We're gonna ride down on the 4-wheeler real quick. I want to get an idea of sitting in a chair and about where our windows bottoms need to be, and then we can work off framing our windows in and all from there. So guys, we've rode down here to the bottom. This here is a deer stand that Jared's dad purchased from, where was this purchased from, Jared?
Wichita Falls Ag.
Wichita Falls Ag. So this is kind of, it's a little bit bigger than the one we got in the bottom. And what we're come down here to measure for, we want to see where these windows fall at and how the windows were done in it to where we can copy that. Well guys, we came down here, we've measured the windows, we have a pretty good idea where our bottom's going to be. And we are down at the river bottom right now, and we wanted to come over and just see what this rain has done. And guys, the river is up and flowing good. It's a pretty sight. I know it's chocolatey muddy, but it is a pretty sight seeing this river running again. Well guys, tonight we are back in the shop and we are working on our windows. Our plexiglass is 1/4-inch plexiglass, which I'm really glad of. It's not the really thin stuff. So what I'm doing on the table saw, I've taken 2x4s and I've ripped them off to where they're about 1 inch thick right here. Then I'm laying them on the side and what I'm doing is cutting this groove in them on the saw also. This groove is where that plexiglass is going to fit. But we kind of got an idea of what we want to do. We've already ran a piece of this plexiglass through the saw and cut it down, and we've decided to go with, on our main windows, are going to be 16-inch windows. We've got a couple side windows, I think, that are going to end up being 12-inch windows, but they're a little smaller. One's on the back wall. We just want to be able to see out the back if we can. The plexiglass itself is 16 inches wide for this window. So with the way that I had cut this, that meant that I had to have a 17-inch length on my board tip to tip on my 45s. So we have got our boards cut here. We are gluing them and running some nails in them. So I'm fixing to go to assembling this right now. I'm going to go ahead and get me some glue here and put on this one edge here. Well, guys, we stayed up extra late last night doing some frame out of the windows themselves. You know, that there's no true measurement here as to far as, you know, from the plans. We didn't work off plans, kind of did this, just worked at it. What we've got here is our windows are going to turn up to the inside. Once the windows are up,
Oh, there goes the wall.
once the windows are up, I have a block right here that turns. And Keely could, she just look from the inside right here from the bottom up. She'd kind of show you that block a little bit. And then to close the window, you just turn it back. And I've got them kind of tight right now. Probably have to loosen those up just a little bit. And my blocks are set to go one way and one way only. Okay, once we're shut, then this tab piece here is going to be on the inside. We'll fold it up to close the window. And that's how the window will lock from the inside. So everything will work from the inside of the blind this way. Here we've already got the window framed out. And the plastic, I'm leaving the plastic on to the last minute, trying to keep from scratching this plexiglass up any more than we have to. So here we framed out our window. We've already got our hinges on. I thought it'd be a little bit easier if I pre-drilled my holes. Okay, that's our lock right there. Push it back shut. So the block I'm about to put here is on the outside of the blind, but you'll operate it from the inside. This right here is the block that's going to hold the window open eventually.
That's good.
Now the window's open. You get ready to go for the day, you twist it, the block comes down.
Good.
And we've still got some frame out to do right here on our window to where it seals. see the gap. Let's see me slide this in. So here guys, we've installed our windows. I was showing y'all how we opened and closed them. So now to kind of seal off the window, I'm basically just trimming it out. The sides are really starting to get heavy with the amount of woodwork we're doing. But in the long run, our goal is to have a blind that's sealed as best we can do it. We're trying to keep the wall spout, the moss out, and the water out. So that's why we're going to the effort that we are. It's something that, hey, like I said, I intend for the boys to hunt out of it for a real long time. Might have him open the window up just so you can see it open and then close it. Well guys, that wraps up our shop work. We got our walls built. Our floor's been framed out. We've got our windows done. And y'all stay tuned for part 2. We're gonna move down into the bottom where the old blind was at. We're gonna get our 4x4 set and get our walls up, finish framing it out. Guys, thank you for watching. As always, we'd appreciate it if you'd like and subscribe, and we'll see y'all next time.